Good part of the day, my dear digital friends. We have 1 minute to. Oops, why do I? Okay, let me go back. Okay, forgot to turn off the sound on YouTube. Anyway, okay, so I'm going live on Instagram. I'm going live on Facebook and, of course, YouTube. Good part of the day, my dear digital friends. So today I am going live. Again, I'm doing multi streaming. And this time I have decided to try the live stream on TikTok. Hi, my dear digital friends on TikToks. Welcome to TikTok Live. Have fun interacting with your viewers in real time. Okay, we are notifying viewers that you are live. Keep going. We are letting more viewers know you are live. Thank you, TikTok. Let's begin. So what I am doing today, I am as usual doing Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube live, and I am inviting everybody there because when you are in those platforms, you can see better. I have a more opportunity to show to you certain things. However, if you are in TikTok, you still can see me, but probably you will not see things if I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate. So for my TikTok viewers, a quick information. If you wanna learn more about what I am doing, what kind of help I am providing to people with various speech difficulties called stuttering, stammering, cluttering, or whatever they call it. So I invite you all to join my live streams, my podcasts on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. Oh, no, not today is not Instagram, LinkedIn. Okay, so let's begin. Today's topic for about 1 hour podcast is going to be, are you fighting stuttering or nature? If you still stutter, it means you're fighting. You're fighting something because stuttering is a very aggressive behavior. And if you heard me speak before, today, you probably have heard that I say stuttering is a self abusive, very aggressive behavior of people with various speech difficulties, including stuttering or stammering, the way the conventional scientists call it. So today we're going to look at why what I am saying is reality. And let me introduce to you. Okay, hi, by the way, people on TikTok. Adnan Khan. Hi, my stammering problem. I know you have it. So bear with me, listen to what I have to say. And most importantly, don't hesitate. Ask your specific questions. Because when people ask me questions, they basically turn me on. When I don't see any questions, I'm just going with my own topic, the idea I have in my mind, and you will not hear a specific answer to your specific question. And I will not help you much to solve your problem. Okay? So please understand that whenever you have a question, you need to ask it. Okay? And listen carefully to the answer. at least in my classroom, because everything I do when I'm in front of the camera, I consider myself a teacher, and you, my dear listeners, I consider you as my students. Of course, you're not personal students of mine, but still you are my students. You are my digital students. The more time you spend with me, the more answers I would be able to give to you. And the bigger chance you're going to finally awaken from stuttering, awaken from all the lies you still believe about natural speech and about so-called stuttering speech fluency disorder. But let's go step by step. Once again, what is it that you are fighting when you are having a block? This is the most common word people who stutter use when they say, I feel I'm blocked. I feel that the block is coming and I cannot say it. Yes, this is reality. You are feeling that the block is coming most of the time. But why does it scare you so much? Why are you aware that you're going to have a block right now, and most likely you will not be successful speaking? Why? Listen up. We're going to talk about this. Okay. So now I am going to, okay, let me see. There are no questions so far. And let me begin my today's presentation. So bear with me, listen carefully, okay? And as you are listening, dear TikTok people, because this is the first time I'm doing it on TikTok, I'm not doing it on Instagram today. Instead, I switched to TikTok. Okay, so number one, every person is a part of nature. I hope you realize it, that you are a part of nature. And nature has its simple but very strict and totally unchangeable laws. The laws of Mother Nature are always the same. Since the time we humans were created, brought to this planet, Mother Nature rules. So we are part of Mother Nature. We are part of its creation. If you believe in God, you can say that you have been created by God, but God also created it according to certain very strict natural rules, natural laws. Okay? Hopefully you understand that part. So let's continue. Usually people begin to follow these natural norms and rules from birth. So the moment you have come out of your mother's wounds, you simply begin following the laws and rules of Mother Nature. And guess what? Every newborn baby and then older, a little child, and as we grow, we are following these laws of Mother Nature totally unconsciously, without doubting anything, without reasoning about anything, thinking. No, we are doing so-called intuitively and totally unconsciously. And because of that, our body, since our birth, naturally grows, develops, and matures by itself. We don't need to do anything. It just happens on its own. Because we unconsciously, naturally imitate the behavior of others around us. Okay? So, and when a baby imitates the behavior of mommy, daddy, grandmother, grandfather, or whoever, children begin to gradually and without any special efforts master their various basic life skills. I hope you understand that. Give me a feedback. You can type to me in messages if you are in agreement with me. If it makes sense to you. When you were born, you didn't know how to walk. You didn't know even how to chew. You just learned by looking at other people. You started following and doing the same things. You started following them, imitating. You saw how your mommy was chewing, doing something, and the baby intuitively begins doing something like the mother. So first learn to chew, then learn to sit, just grew the muscles, okay? How to sit, then how to walk, how to hold the spoon, how to eat with a spoon or fork. These are all learned basic life skills. And then we still continue to learn through direct imitation how to not just walk, but how to talk, how to speak. It's all coming to us, not through our genes. No, we are imitating, just like you see behind my back. I have a picture, an image of a, you see that, of a parrot, a bird. So we are acting like a bird called parrot. See, there is a reason I even have the little beak, the little part that we speak with. It doesn't look like humans, but it's the same principle. Parrots do not learn how to speak by going to some special places. They don't do anything special. Do you understand that? They simply learn to imitate words of humans according to the same rules and norms of Mother Nature that we human babies do. Exactly the same. And this natural law is called direct imitation. Okay? And what's funny that this magic of Mother Nature surprises no one because it is a given. Of course, we learn through imitation. We look how other people walk, moving their legs one in front of the other one, and we get up when we are babies and begin doing the same. At first, we are kind of uncertain. The very first thing we do, of course, we boom, fall on our butts, right? Because it's first time we're experiencing this, using kind of the thing, using our leg muscles, right? And trying to keep the balance. But right after we fall, we right away get up and do it again and again and again. And eventually we begin imitating more and more precisely. And we finally begin walking just like mommy, just like daddy, just like other people around, just like little children we see, like everyone else. Okay? Say someone wants me to say hi. Okay, I'll say hi. Guys, it's first time I'm including TikTok because I see that I have a much bigger audience than in Instagram. So I switched from Instagram to TikTok. However, I'm going to remind you, if you want me to answer your specific question about what natural speech is and what stuttering in reality is, and most importantly, of course, how to get rid of it in almost no time, only 3 days, then go to YouTube. Join my YouTube channel and begin asking questions. Okay? Let me quickly look if there are questions. Let me look. Okay. I don't see any more questions, but I do see already likes. Thank you. Don't forget YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn people. If you resonate with my words, if what I have said so far resonates with you, if it makes sense to you, if it's logical, please give me your like. TikTok people, give me your likes. If it does make sense for you that everything we do in life is the result, everything we learn in our life doing, we do it through imitation. We have, we absolutely must do it through imitation. We always imitate. Okay. Okay. I do not see any more questions, so I will continue with my presentation. So once again, it doesn't surprise you that when you grew up, all of a sudden, as you are growing up, that's the better way to put it, as we are growing up, you naturally learn to walk, run, jump, eat, even dance, whatever. We can do the same things that our mommy and daddy and our teachers and our classmates, they are doing the same, right? So it doesn't surprise anybody because it's a given, of course. However, here is a simple question for you, for sane, logical people who stutter. Why are millions of people so surprised to see speech difficulties in some children and adults who stutter, given that their actions contradict the laws of Mother Nature? Did you understand my words? Yes. Your actions, if you stutter, stammer, clutter, or whatever they call it, if you have fear of speaking, it means that your attempts to speak, your so-called speech actions, those are not speech actions, those are stammering actions. They contradict the norms and rules of Mother Nature. After all, feeling of really unpleasant and often painful tension in your body, painful block in all people who stutter, it's also a given. A given. This is natural, that whenever you begin using your body mind biocomputer that you have, and it's perfect, right? But the moment you use it incorrectly against Mother Nature, you instantly feel the tension, the block. I call it a stupor. If you have been watching me for quite some time, you probably have become familiar with this English language word, a stupor. It means when a person goes like, a stupor, for some time you kind of almost feel unconscious. You don't know what to do. The simple example of a stupor I always give, let's say you're driving on the road and there is a car. All of a sudden you see the car right in front of you. You haven't noticed it before. And all of a sudden you see the car kind of driving towards you on a road and you go, what do I do now? Do I move forward? Do I move, kind of steer wheel to the side? Like, it takes time to make a decision, but before you can make a decision, a lot of people fall into stupor, like paralyzing block. And the quicker you get out of the block of this stupor, the higher chance that you are not going to get in the accident. Okay, hopefully you understand. But the condition in which you feel that the stupor, in some people it could be just a split of a second. In other people could be a whole second or maybe 3 seconds. Who knows? Okay, we're all different. But you gotta get out of this stupor. You gotta turn your mind on. Don't block your mind. And of course, your mind must have a solution for that. Must. And the solution usually comes from your experience, right? So I see a lot of people joining my TikTok live stream. Thank you, my dear people. If you are the ones who stutter, stammer, clutter, go ahead and begin asking questions. I don't know how TikTok works. Can you type a question here? And if you type, will I be able to see your questions? Honestly, I don't know. This is the first time I'm using TikTok for my live stream. I saw that it was easy. I said, okay, I'll try. So let me continue. So why people who are acting against the rules and norms of Mother Nature are so surprised? Although it's a given, when you are kind of misbehaving, when you are going against Mother Nature, of course, you inevitably get a block right away. Because once again, such a stupor is an instant reaction of Mother Nature to the difficulties of a person struggling to utter an oral word. You want to say the oral word, any word, but you can't, because each word is still unfamiliar for your mouth. It's just that simple, actually, most of the time. Because one of the tools, natural tools for speaking, Mother Nature has equipped us with it. It's this part of the body. It's your mouth. And it's a movable part of your mouth, which has the name usta. Usta. We speak with our usta. And we speak automatically. What does it mean? Bam! It's like a mouthful, right? Information. Every word our usta says, produces, plays, because it's a tool, it's a musical instrument, movable part of our mouth, da, 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 da. The bottom part of your mouth, the one that moves. Everything. It's like a lower jaw, it's the lower lip, it's the tongue, it moves. And it moves according to the law of nature. What is it? What kind of law of nature? You guess. Let me see if there is anyone asking questions. Let me look. I don't see any more questions. That's strange. I see several people are watching, but I don't see any questions. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. Anyway, I will continue. I wanted to move the screen to the side. Okay, I'm good now. So, once again, so whenever you have difficulty in speaking, every time you have difficulty, you have a block, it means you are fighting Mother Nature. You're going against nature. You're not fighting stuttering. You're fighting Mother Nature. What I recommend, you simply take the word stuttering. When people say, I find stuttering, I'm going to beat stuttering, I'm going to fight it. Take out the word stuttering and instead use another word, nature. I'm going to beat Mother Nature. I'm going to fight Mother Nature. I'm going to overcome Mother Nature. Is it possible? You're part of nature. Guys, you are a part of nature. There is nothing you can do. If you are going against the laws of Mother Nature, you will always struggle. Always. And it's not going to happen that kind of late. You're going to have kind of a punishment, which I don't like to use. It's not a punishment. It's a motherly reminder. Hey, dear, you're doing something that doesn't work for me. Mother Nature talks to you. It doesn't work this way. You need to do it in the natural way. But what is the natural way? Do people who stutter know it? No, they don't. And that's the biggest problem, unfortunately. And this is the reason I am here, my dear. This is the reason I am going live and offering you this free information, which is unfortunately not available nowhere else, not on any social media platform, not in the room of your speech therapist, not in the platforms where my name is prohibited. I am blocked there because people still have not much understanding about what stuttering or stammering truly is. They don't. So, but let's go back to my presentation while I'm still waiting for your calls and questions. Forgot the word. And again, the moment you don't have the oral word in your memory, you immediately fighting the nature. I just tried to fight the nature, but I immediately made a mistake. Did you see it? Did you notice that? So let's continue. So usually this problem begins in childhood. Yes. And as you heard probably, and as you have experienced, most people who stutter started to experience difficulty speaking accurately, with ease, with confidence when they were young children. That's when it starts. So when instead of simply watching their parents' mouth movements, as I said right here, watching this part of the body move, instead of watching their parents' mouth movements, watch how they say this word and imitating this word exactly with their own mouth. So the way mother moved the usta. So a child usually looks and imitates directly in exactly the same way. At first, it could be not really close. And you know that a lot of the time children speak not too accurately. They make a lot of mistakes imitating words. That's why we hear so many, as we say, cute mistakes our children make. They are saying instead of rabbit, they say wabbit. Instead of mother, they may say mother. Or instead of, no, I don't know. Instead of banana, they may say manana. I mean, children begin imitating the way we speak, and at first they all stutter. That's what stuttering is. When you imitate the God-given natural oral words, to be exact, movements of your sta in the same exact way as adults do. So, and when I say adults, I mean well-speaking adults, because unfortunately, even adults today, you look at people, the way they speak, my hair goes up when I hear even public speakers speak. It's so bad. We forgot how to say spoken words. We forgot what speech is. Oh, I don't know what it is. On TikTok, it's so destructive. They constantly send all kinds of messages. I don't know what they want. Anyway, let me see. Okay. So I don't even see how many people are watching me. I like it better in Instagram, honestly, but it's okay. TikTok also works. So, but let me continue. So as I said, usually the problem of stuttering, which is again, fighting nature. That's what stuttering is. fighting nature. Okay? The problem begins in childhood when instead of simply watching the parents' mouth movements as they say this word and imitating it exactly, those movements exactly with his or her mouth, the child gets distracted by focusing on something else. So at this moment, Mother Nature immediately attempts to help this baby in a motherly way. It just redirecting this baby's focus, this child's focus of attention by making his body feel the stupor. So he would experience it. Stupor, block. No, it's like, don't go this way. Mother Nature does it motherly, if I can say it, with kindness. And it's redirecting the child's focus of attention by making his body feel the stupor. And it's kind of telling the baby, watch how your mom and dad does it and simply do the same. Mother Nature asks you, offers you to imitate the movements of your moms and dads ustas. Okay? So why doesn't a child understand this kind of message of Mother Nature? Why? A lot of the time, the child is confused. What drives the child to persist in trying to pronounce this same unfamiliar word again and again? Unfamiliar word because the child is still learning, unfamiliar for his or her mouth. They still don't know how to say the word. And of course, it's natural. The child makes mistakes. So why these things happen and why a child keeps increasingly forcing this word out only to encounter even more severe blockage. So this is the reason I have come to this live stream. This is the reason I offer you to ask your questions, because I am answering those questions freely. So let's begin. And again, I am going to stay not longer than an hour. If you don't ask your questions right away, you may not receive your answers. If you are watching this podcast as a recorded version, then I recommend you go to my newly updated website, livestutterfree.com. livestutterfree.com, where you can find a lot of answers to your questions. A lot. However, the answers to your questions are all directed to one simple to understand solution. You are not sick. You are not ill. You are not disordered. You don't have a medical condition they call stuttering, stammering, or whatever. Stuttering is not neurological disorder. Stuttering is not genetic disorder. Stuttering is not fluency speech disorder. It's not, and not. But what is it? Stuttering is your fight with Mother Nature. Period. So what does it mean? Every time you attempt to say any word and you experience a blockage, a stupor, very unpleasant, sometimes even painful, it's not a neurological condition. It's the natural reaction of your body and mind, biocomputer, to its incorrect use by you. Who is using your body-mind device? Who? You, right? And when you are using it incorrectly, then of course you experience very unpleasant things. So let's go over a couple of laws that I have already mentioned. Law number one that we already talked, the law of Mother Nature, it's called resonance. The law of resonance. For some reason, I haven't heard conventional scientists talk about the law of resonance in terms of speech. They don't. They don't talk about it, period. Nobody has received a Nobel Prize talking about the law of resonance in terms of little kids learning to speak by resonating, by learning to unconsciously, intuitively move this part of the body in resonance with a way of movements of the same part of the body by other people. So the law of resonance, in a simple way, we can call it imitation. So what does it mean? I am set up to explain it for smart people. If you're stupid, I am sorry. You have to take a class. I can present it in a simpler way, practically. But I know people who stutter, all people who stutter consider themselves as very, very smart. They have read a lot of books. They have been through a lot of different programs. They have learned a lot of misinformation. Unfortunately, did you see my sour face? That's my attitude towards a lot of misinformation, misconceptions that one can find even online. Even Chat GPT is saying things is just incredibly wrong. Because what is Chat GPT doing? It's collecting information from thousands and millions of other confused people, generating it and giving it to you back. So Chat GPT is resonating with human stupidity. If a lot of people are mistaken, then Chat GPT will resonate with mistaken mindset of many, many people. And it doesn't matter how many people. I hope you understand me. I still do not see even one question, but let's continue. So, imitation or the law of resonance. Let's illustrate what I just said. Imagine this scenario when the child is born in the family of, let's say, Chinese family, but something really bad happened, and this child was taken into the family where nobody spoke Chinese. The child was really young, let's say, I don't know, 6 months baby, right? And it actually did happen at some point in the history. It wasn't China, it was Vietnam, right? So there were a lot of babies adopted by American people when their parents during Vietnam War were killed and children were separated or lost their parents or were separated from their Vietnamese parents, and they were adopted by American citizens. So can you imagine? Here is a baby, okay? Slender eyes, so totally looks Vietnamese or Chinese. I mean, people are very similar, right? So then this baby becomes adopted by the family where only English language is spoken. Now the question for you: what language will this child speak? Will he speak Vietnamese language? No, he will not. He will intuitively, unconsciously he will, as growing up, I say he, of course it could be she, but this is kind of a Russian thing in me. In Russia, we always say he when we talk about like no gender or whatever, a child. This baby will grow up speaking perfect American English, no Vietnamese language. Why? Because a lot of conventional so-called scientists, what do they say? It runs in families, it's genetic. No, it's not genetic. Stuttering or your desire and your attempts to fight Mother Nature doesn't come through genes. It comes through and according to the laws of Mother Nature. And one of these laws is called imitation. Direct imitation, or in more scientific way, it's called the law of resonance. So to again explain the word resonance, I can do it. I don't see any questions about this, but for people who may be watching me on LinkedIn, what is resonance? Imagine that you have a plastic bottle. Unfortunately, we have too many of them on the surface of the ocean today, too many of them. What's happening when there is a plastic bottle, a person empties it, okay, closes the lid and throws it in the water. What is happening? The surface of the water has waves, right? Waves. And when you throw the empty bottle, plastic bottle with a closed lid, what will happen with this bottle? Here is the water and here is the lid. It's gonna happen the same. The bottle will resonate the movements of the water on a surface, the waves, the ups and downs of the waves, and the bottle will resonate with them and it will begin moving just like water. Why? Because that's the law of resonance. That's how it works. I hope you understanding me. So this is just one of many laws that of Mother Nature that we all follow when we acquiring our speaking skills. Still don't see any more questions. I mean, any questions? I'm surprised. I made a notification about my live stream a week ago. I guess it doesn't matter. So the bottom line, we act according to the laws of Mother Nature. Now, let's see what's going to happen. The example of a Vietnamese baby adopted by American citizens, American English speakers. Let's imagine. So, nothing to imagine. Let's just discuss that. The baby was born in the Vietnamese family, and all of a sudden, the Vietnamese speaking mommy and daddy are no longer around this baby. The baby cannot imitate Vietnamese words. It's impossible for this baby to learn the movements of the usta for Vietnamese language. This is what happens. Mother Nature is very fair, very strict. And it doesn't matter whatever you may want to do, Mother Nature will always remind you that if you are doing something against the laws of rules and rules or rules of Mother Nature will remind you, no, you're not doing it right. And it may be very unpleasant. Most of the time, it's not pleasant and sometimes even painful. Do you understand that? Okay, let's continue. I want to talk about one more law of nature. One more. So the first one is resonance. So, imitation, if you do not imitate the way people around you speak, you will not be able to speak like them. It's impossible. Because when you don't have a model to imitate after, guess what's going to happen? You will begin coming up with your own way of speaking. And this is exactly what is happening with people who stutter. Each person who stutters or stammers has his or her own way of speaking. You guys create your own techniques, your own methods, your own personal ways to handle speech. But they are not according to Mother Nature. No matter what you want, if it doesn't resonate with the laws of Mother Nature, it's not going to help you. You're going to get confused and you're going to get reminded by nature once again. Hey, dear, you cannot do it this way. It's not natural. Look at how other people move their usta and do the same. If you are confused, this is already an adira, adding to Mother Nature. If you are confused, what does it mean? How do other people do it? You look at them, but you still don't understand what they're doing. This is my job. Come to me. Take the 3-day unblocking course, and I will explain it to you in very, very simple way. Simple words, oral words. I will guide you to your natural speech that you were born with. You were born with a perfect ability to speak, and you still have this ability. Most of people who stutter tell me, I can speak just fine when I'm alone. Yep. Why? Because when you are alone, somehow you're acting according to Mother Nature's laws and rules. But when I'm in front of Mr. Jones, when I'm in front of someone else specific, when I'm alone, some people even say that I'm okay when I speak to audience, the big audience. I just recently had someone who told me this. But when I'm one-on-one, I can't speak well. I feel blockage. I feel that it's just coming up here. It's painful. It's unpleasant. I feel that the block is coming. Yep, that's the problem. And you aggressively begin fighting this block in the way you have come up with. It's artificial because you are not God. We all wish to be as perfect as God, but unfortunately, we are not gods. Each of us is as close to God as we can and choose to be. But only God knows everything. Only God can do everything perfectly. And I don't know about you, but I work for God. I do my best to be as close to universal consciousness, higher intelligence of God as I can. Of course, I still have a long way to go. Maybe in my next life, not now, right? But I do my best, always do my best. So once again, resonance, imitation. Now, the next law I wanted to talk about, I'm going to talk about it briefly. It's called the law of gravity. So what does it mean? Gravity. Let me show it to you. Do you see this? This is a tennis ball. So the law of gravity, imagine this is your mouth and this is the part of the body I'm talking about, your usta. It has lower jaw and all the meat, all the muscles connected to your jaw. And what is connected? Lower lip and the tongue. Movable parts of the body. Remember, movable, whatever moves. Whatever is not moving, it doesn't matter. All right. I dropped dropped the ball. Now I cannot reach. I'll do something else. Okay, I have something else here. Here. See this crayon? Hopefully I'm going to catch it. So imagine this is part, movable part of your body. Gravity means this. You just let it go. Let it go. This part of the body should drop. That's called natural speech. Drop. You don't do anything. You don't need any special efforts. How does it happen? Look, mother, mother. That's what it is. But what does it mean? I will tell you when you come to me. You schedule at least one day of the class. One day of the online class is still affordable. Yes, I don't give a 100% your success guarantee. Most of the time, it's 100% of my success guarantee. In order to do that, I need, you know what? I need 3 days. And 3 days, of course, it's sometimes up to 30 hours of my time. Up to 30 hours of my time. And 1 hour in the United States of my time is $200. It's United States of America where everything is pretty expensive. Don't know if you know anything about that. However, if you are sick and tired of being a third person, kind of second kind of quality, lower quality person in the society, because when you cannot speak clearly with ease, with pleasure, you kind of don't feel yourself well. Okay, you are kind of, you don't want to make a fool out of yourself, right? So once again, there are many, many other laws that people who start a break. I have addressed only two of them today. One is resonance, the other one is gravity. I don't know if you can see me well on YouTube. I mean, for some reason, it looks like my connection is not the best. But anyway, the bottom line, I don't see any more questions. Let me announce right away that I'm planning to do at least a couple times a month my live streams. So if you want to learn more the truth about what stuttering really is, what is naturally normal speech really is, and what is the only way to stop stuttering and begin speaking naturally, normally. Unfortunately, there is no other way but get unblocked. Unblocked. Because this is exactly what you need to do. You need to awaken from stuttering. Here is for TikTok people. Oops, you can't see it. I'm going to use my phone to show it to you. You see that? That's one of my books. That's the latest book. It's called Awaken from Stuttering. And if you want to awaken from stuttering, if you want to stop stuttering and begin speaking, you need to enroll in my online class. You can begin with 1 day, okay? No guarantee. Or if you don't even have the funds at the moment for the 1 day class, I understand you may be living in countries that struggle more than even United States, then you can simply go and order any of my books. My books, those of you who watch it, you see how many books I have written. And I do recommend you begin your reading with this book. It's called Speech is a Skill. This is the simplest one to understand. Although there are a couple of books that I have, they're free of charge. You download it, without paying anything. Like, no, this one is still cost you. This one is free. And I have another one that is also free. Let me show it to you. This book, A Tale of Two Geniuses in Stuttering, it's a free ebook. And this is also One Lonely Climb to Success. It's a free ebook. And anyone can download it and read it free of charge. However, if you're willing, if you're really sick and tired of stuttering, of your stupor, of you fighting Mother Nature, I recommend you begin with this book. From my website, it's $50. $50. I think even less than $50. You may download this book. If you want, if you live in any other country, if you want to read this paper book, of course, it's available from Amazon, but you also can download this book from my website. I think it's a little cheaper than from Amazon. And you can print it out and make it a book and read, enjoy it. However, if you consider yourself smart, really smart, and if you consider yourself, you know that you can read and understand, I recommend this kind of a book. This book has been published in December of 2024, just recently. And this is a summary of my work over 13 years of helping unblocking people who stutter in only 3 days. With 100% success. 100. Each and every student gets unblocked, and each and every student switches from stuttering, aggressive fighting with Mother Nature, to simply speaking according to the laws of Mother Nature. So my recommendation, of course, is you begin with this one and then you read this book. That's my recommendation. Lots of love to you, and hope to see you next Sunday if I don't have a student, of course. If I do, then it's going to be the Sunday after. Look for the notifications. I will make notification a day or two in advance. Okay? Lots of success to you all. Bye-bye.